If sales on your self-published book have started to plummet or they never really took off how you were hoping they would in the first place, then you're gonna wanna watch this video. Hi, I'm Sadie Walker with Launch My Book. We are a full-service self-publishing and book marketing agency that's helped hundreds of authors publish and launch their first book. Be sure to check out our other videos and like and subscribe. All right, let's get into it. Here are 7 things that you can try to help reignite your book sales if they've plummeted or if they just never really took off the way that you were hoping that they would. The first thing you can do is just revisit your book's positioning. Before diving into Amazon ads or social media ads or spending a bunch of money trying to push your book out into the marketplace, make sure that it's actually positioned correctly for your audience. Ask yourself, is the title clear and memorable? Does it tell people what my book is about? How is my book description? Is there a clear call to action? Is there a hook at the beginning? Am I telling people who I am and why they should care about what I have to say? Does my book cover look professionally done, or does it look like I downloaded it from a Canva template? Sometimes just a simple refresh of your Amazon page listing can make a world of difference. Put yourself in the shoes of your reader. When they land on your page, what do they see? Are they compelled, or are they just gonna bounce over to the next thing? All right, number 2, after you've done your initial audit, is to re-optimize your Amazon metadata. Now, the metadata is all the information that we give Amazon and Ingram Spark on the back end of your book. These are your categories, your keywords, even your book description is a piece of your metadata. When you launched your book in the first place, you probably put some thought into your metadata. You picked your 3 categories, you figured out what your 7 keywords were gonna be, you did a bunch of research on that. But metadata is not really set it and forget it. You're gonna wanna continue to revisit it probably every 3 to 6 months. Here's the thing that a lot of people don't know is that categories change, and some categories get what we call ghosted, which is where Amazon just kind of stops using that category. It's not searchable anymore and people can't find it. But maybe your book is in a ghosted category, which means you're not taking full advantage of those 3 category options. Same with keywords. Keywords are like search terms. So, when we go to Google or even when we go to ChatGPT, we're asking it a question. You should think of your keywords like the questions that people are asking that should point them to your book. So what are the questions that people are asking? These are going to change because the way that we search and use the internet is constantly changing. So make sure that those keywords are still relevant to your book. Maybe zhuzh them up a little bit. If your book has some seasonality to it with the holiday seasons or with graduation season, you might consider adding some keywords in during that time of year as well. Even if none of your categories have been ghosted, it still might be a good idea to take a look at those categories, make sure they're still a good fit for your book. Remember, you want to try to find the smallest, most niche category possible. Number 3, audit your marketing frequency and messaging. If you haven't been promoting your book consistently for a while, that's okay. It's easy to run out of steam. In fact, it's normal. Most first-time authors don't really know how to budget for their launch. So they're gonna spend a lot of time and energy and even money up front in those first few weeks, and then they're just gonna run out of steam. It's hard to know, especially when it's your first time, what you should be budgeting for, what you should be spending your marketing money on. But just remember that book marketing is a marathon, it's not a sprint. And so you need to find things that will be sustainable, that will carry you through, that will keep you going long after book launch. The reality is that the moment that you stop doing any book marketing, your sales are going to drop. That's just the way that it goes. So if it's been a while since you posted about your book, since you engaged with your social media followers, it's time to dust off your keyboard and get to work. However, just reigniting your marketing execution is not necessarily going to be effective without an overhaul of your marketing messaging and strategy. Ask yourself, do my social media posts speak to my readers, or am I mostly just talking about myself? Am I being clear about what makes my book different and why someone should read it? Sometimes a lack in sales is not because the book isn't good, it's just because the marketing messaging isn't hitting. So really digging in and figuring out what is your book's hook? What makes this book unique and stand above all the rest? What in your own credentials and experience can you use, can you pull out to let people know why they should listen to you instead of another author in a similar genre? Number 4 is collect and leverage customer reviews. Readers are much more likely to buy a book that has a lot of customer reviews. It's a way that they can vet the work, they can vet you as the author beyond just your book description and what you are telling them about the book. What are other readers telling them about the book? I think we all know this as consumers. Nobody's going to Amazon and buying a product that has no customer reviews, right? So a lot of times, first-time authors, they get really hung up on customer reviews in the beginning. They're asking their friends and their family and their newsletter subscribers, and they're hitting it really hard because they have it in their head that if I can just get 50 customer reviews, then the Amazon algorithm will wake up and it will start to show my book to more people. And yes, that's true, but getting customer reviews should be part of your sustained marketing strategy. It should always be top of mind. It should always be something that you're going after. And if it's been a while since you've asked for reviews, it might be time to go back to your team, your book launch tribe, and ask for those customer reviews. Ways of getting customer reviews include, you could run a Goodreads giveaway, you could ask your social media followers, you could ask your newsletter subscribers, and if you haven't already, you might consider adding a page at the back end of both your print book and your ebook with just a friendly ask to those who have finished the book to please leave you a customer review. This can really make all the difference. Once you have a few strong reviews, you can feature those in your Amazon A+ content. You can put them on your website and you can use them in social media posts. Customer reviews can really go a long way. All right, once you've gotten through those first 4 steps, it might be time to consider running some sort of paid promotion. This could be a free ebook giveaway on Amazon, a Kindle countdown deal, a BookBub featured deal in one of their newsletters, or you might even consider purchasing some ad stacks through written word media or other similar book marketing companies. Once you feel confident that you are putting your best foot forward out into the world, now it might be time to consider a little bit of advertising to really increase those book sales. Number 6 is to build long-term visibility. Selling a book is not just a one-time event, it's an ongoing relationship with your reader. It can be easy to just focus on book sales and then start to get discouraged when you see those sales dropping or if they never really took off in the first place. But if you think of it as building long-term visibility for your book and for your brand, it's much easier to sustain your momentum and keep going. It's much easier to stay engaged with the work. If you're looking for ways to sustain your momentum and keep your readers engaged, you might consider starting a newsletter if you haven't done that already. You might start a blog on your website where you can share more of your writing. You can share behind the scenes content. If you're not on social media yet and you enjoy engaging on social media, find 1 or 2 platforms where you can post consistently about your book and about your life and about who you are as an author. And then another great way to increase your long-term visibility is to write another book. Publishing your next book is a great way to boost sales of your first book. It takes more than 1 book to build a community of readers. In fact, we like to tell people it takes at least 3. So while you're doing all this marketing, keep writing. And then number 7, if you have made it to the end of this list and you're still feeling a little stuck, still feeling like you could use a little bit of extra support in your book marketing, consider hiring some professional help. There are great companies out there, including Launch My Book, that can help you with a piece of your marketing pie. You'll never find someone that can take the entire thing off your plate. Book marketing is your responsibility as the author, but there are professionals out there that can help you hone in your messaging, that can run some targeted campaigns for you, and that can help just kickstart some book sales, or at the very least, some exposure to your book and your author brand. At Launch My Book, we've helped hundreds of authors launch their first book. We've helped authors relaunch their book after they've been published with another publisher that they weren't satisfied with. If there's anything we can ever do to help you, we'd love to talk about your book and your project. Feel free to give us a call, schedule a free consultation. Check out our website. We have a plethora of great information out on our website about how to do all of this yourself and how to be successful. I hope you'll check it out. I hope you'll like this video and subscribe to our channel, and to continue writing books and not get discouraged. Thanks for watching.